By the time Brazilians pick their president on October 26th, they will have few nails left to bite. Three polls published on the eve of the tightest election Brazil has ever seen suggest the race will go to a photo finish. After trailing Aécio Neves by a whisker, the left-wing incumbent Dilma Rousseff this week opened a sizable 6 to 8 point lead. But on the final straight, Mr. Neves has picked up pace. He still trails by most reputable pollsters, but momentum seems once again to be with him. Mr. Neves has shown a knack for confounding expectations. As Marina Silva, a charismatic centrist, soared to the polls, he looked out of the running. Then, in an unprecedented surge days before the first round on October 5th, propelled by an assured performance in an important televised debate and tireless canvassing, he leapt past Ms. Silva and into the runoff. On polling day, he notched up 34%, 8 points less than Ms. Rousseff, even though polls had him trailing by 18 on the eve of the election. Next, he emerged ahead in runoff simulations, the first time a runner-up in the first round has managed this feat in Brazilian electoral history. This prompted Ms. Rousseff to pull out all the stops. First, she baselessly accused the market-friendly Mr. Neves of wanting to cut social programs and govern solely for the rich elite. Then she plucked facts out of context to bash his record as governor of Minas Gerais, a big state where Ms. Rousseff beat him in the first round, neglecting to mention that whenever Mr. Neves himself stood for elected office there, he romped to victory. When those tactics proved insufficient to dent Mr. Neves' lead, the BT resorted to dirtier tricks. It used an acrimonious TV debate on October 16th, when rivals traded charges of nepotism and party corruption, to paint Mr. Neves' criticism of the president as sexist. The move was a not-so-subtle allusion to a rumor circulating since 2009 that he had hit his girlfriend and now wife. Mr. Neves' support among female voters dipped from 52 to 40% in a week. Mr. Neves, for his part, has repeatedly accused Ms. Rousseff of tolerating graft, citing leaked testimonies from an ongoing probe into an alleged bribes for vote scheme at Petrobras, the state-controlled oil giant, implicating the PT and some of its coalition allies. On October 23rd, Veja, Brazilia's biggest rapidly anti-PT weekly, published unsubstantiated claims that one deposition had revealed Ms. Rousseff and her popular predecessor and patron, Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, knew all about the coalition allies. Knew all about the kickbacks. Ms. Rousseff, whose personal principles feud out, accused Veja of electoral terrorism and secured an injunction to stop it from publicizing the edition. Both she and Lula strenuously deny any knowledge of the supposed scheme. Some of these better-off Kashmir revolutionaries are fed up with Ms. Rousseff's mismanagement of the economy. More are worried about what they see as corrosion of Brazil's institutions after 12 years under the PT. Last week, a prominent São Paulo newspaper reported that 4 government agencies decided to put off publication of the latest figures that would, many suggest, reflect poorly on the government. The Institution of Applied Economic Research, a government think tank, explicitly said it will only divulge its latest poverty figures after the election, not to favor either candidate. The others, including the Finance, Education, and Environment Ministries, say they are waiting for more complete or precise data on government revenues, school attainment, and deforestation, respectively, all of which independent sources suggest have worsened. Even with such bottom-up backing, Mr. Neves is nevertheless facing an uphill struggle. Ms. Rousseff's approval ratings have actually edged up, in part thanks to relentless boasting. They are above 40%, a level which rarely sees incumbents lose. Neves fans comfort themselves that polls consistently understate their candidate's support, because they fail to account for abstentions, higher among poorer voters than those who prefer PT. For the past 3 elections, we just went to vote and waited to lose, recalls one middle-aged marketer parading in the drizzle. Now, he feels they just about may have a shot. Reporting live from Brazil, John Castleberry.